Hi guys, it's me Karen, and I've come to do a little video. Arteza has contacted me and asked me if I wouldn't mind reviewing some of their art supplies. And it's a collaboration between the two of us. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't mind. Now, there's one thing. I'm going to be leaving a link down below in the description box to the products that you see in front of you. I am not an affiliate, so these are just links to Arteza's shop for the items to make it easier for you to look and see what they have in their shop. So in the link, it'll take you to these products. Now I can give you kind of an idea. I've got a set of 6 watercolor brushes. They have 3 here that have the point tips, and then 3 that are wide tips in here. And I have a little water in a couple of these because I had tried them out. That's why the package is open. And these will run you around 15 bucks for these. And we will be trying these out along with these other 2 products here. So we have the 72 set of watercolor pencils, the Expert one, and these will run you around 30 bucks. And this is the 48-cent set of the Real Brush pens, the premium set, and they will run you around 34. So, with that being said, they all 3 came in one package together, and they were kind of, they all kind of are about the same size. So they were shipped to me in a soft envelope. So the shipping, the package on this is a little cracked and a few spots and broken, but it is the outer packaging. This came out a little, I don't know, crinkle in the corner. The tearing part is all mine because I had to get into the package. And the tin had a plastic wrapping on it, and there are no dents. There's this little teeny dent here, but other than that, they're fine. On the watercolor pencils, I did go through and put them in the order that is on the back of the package, just so I have a quick look and glance on here, and that's how I did it in a swatch book. Now when I swatched these out, I did swatch them on Create Space paper because I wanted to see how it would react. I will show you that later. So in the packaging in here, these come on a tray. There's the color chart here, and as far as I know, they do come like this. So they come in trays. They're kind of plastic, real bendable. Pens aren't going to move in here, but I would take them out of here and put them in something else. They come with a water brush. Arteza does sell a set of these type of water brushes also. This is kind of like my Pentel brush. And it just comes in here. And the pens come out this way. They have a little, I guess it's to clip on something. Not sure where you'd clip it in, but there it is. It comes with the Arteza name, the Real Brush pens, and then the name of the pen and the number. To me, that is really small, but I'm nearsighted, so I have to bring it up to my face to read anyway, or I can bring it up to the camera and you can read it this way. So the pen comes off and you have a real brush tip, and the only way I can show you that is to really show you that. So see, it is a brush. It's not a plastic nib that points. It's a real brush tip. Some of these, when you first open them, are a little hard, but you want to keep those on snug. This is a water-based product, and you don't want them drying out. So, non-toxic, safe for kids, patent information, and of course the nice smooth barrel on it. They're not heavy pens, they're light and probably pretty easy to color with. I have not done too much with these yet. I'm not crazy about the packaging. I have sensitive skin and these are sharp. I don't like that part. But like I said, they would be transferred to a different carrying case. Anyway, rogue pencil running around on my desk. Sorry about that. The watercolor set comes in 3 trays. I had problem trying to get them out this way. I don't know if it's my fingernails are too long or I just don't have enough pinching power. So what I did was put some washi tape on the sides here. And I saw that from somebody else. You just take it, you fold it here, and then I ran it across the bottom of the thing, folded it on this side, and then I have little handles. I think that was Frugal Lindsay. I'll leave a link down below for her video. So I can lift the trays out with the washi tape a lot easier. I did it on all of them. And these are the colors minus a couple of pencils I have out on my desk. And like I said, I did put them in the order that's on the back of the tin, and I put them so their names are showing to me, making it easier for me to read. They come in a octagonal, not round barrel. You have the name of the pencil, nice and big in silver, the number, and then a light fast rating on this side. They all come with a little silver band over here. I did not sharpen these. They come with a kind of a blunt tip, which is fine for what you need because they're watercolors. They're not color pencils. You put them on the paper and you can wet them, or you can use a piece of plastic like I do with my other pencils that are water soluble, and you can use them that way. Either way, I'll show you both. Okay, and they won't roll, which is nice. On the other side, they have their logo here, a little paintbrush so you know it's a watercolor, and then their expert, which is the line of pencils. So those are the 3 products. The nice thing about this set that they have sent me is they can be used together. So the water brushes can be used to activate the watercolors and the water pens. You can use the water pens also to activate the watercolors, but since they are pigmented, it kind of mutes the lighter colors in here. But you can use them to deepen the tones that you get out of here. Most of the colors will match pretty close. You can get a good blend. So during this little video, we are going to use all 3 products on one paper. I'm going to pick a page out of the Johanna Basford book. This is Magic Jungle. This is the one in the back that has a perforated side, so I just tore it out so I can show you the front and the back. When you use these, I want to make sure you know if they bleed through, if they have shadowing or anything else. So I will get the camera down lower and we will put these little guys to a test. Okay, for the color chart, I used this book, and it is Create Space paper, very thin, and you can tell it has buckled the paper a bit. Not a whole lot, but a bit. This is the color range of the watercolor pencils, and they are nice and bright, vibrant colors. I put it down heavy here, medium, and then light, and then added water across it, and you'll notice it covers the paper beautifully. There are no real white spots coming through. Grays are on the back here. So what we're going to do is I pulled out pencils, and they're cute names, Peaches and Cream Garnet. I'm going to do the flamingos in, and then I pulled out some greens to do a section of the leaves. I'm not going to do the whole picture, I'm just going to do a bit of it. So the picture, or the colors I pulled out are pear, moss, and coyote for the leaves. For their kind of corresponding colors, I pulled out a dark red wine to go kind of with the garnet color. It's a little deeper, but it'll go nicely with that. And I also pulled out, oh boy, these are tiny, the olive green and the green tea to go with the green colors. And we're just going to do one of these flamingos and like a big leaf here. We're going to do it in two different ways. So I'm going to do one where I put the pencil down first, and then we will activate it. The other one I will put down on a plastic sheet and paint. So I'll get the camera set up down below, and we will get to that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the colors here for the little flamingo. I'm going to start off with the peaches and cream and just put that down. Like I said, these are creamy. They go down really nicely. If their pencil line is anything like this, I would think their pencils are really nice also. So I'm just going to put a little highlight in here. Okay. Then we're going to take the garnet and we're going to darken some areas. And kind of blend it right up into the peaches and cream. Just kind of like, I'm using them as colored pencils. Then we'll add some more of the peaches and cream in here. Then we're going to add some water to that. Now I have all the brushes here too. So this is the brush that came in the set with the real markers, and these are the brushes that came in the set of 6. So I have the same type of tips. So this one is a medium tip. You can tell I've already used it once. And this is a finer tip. And the water is in this big reservoir here. You have the push button to push the water out, and then you have the cartridge here. This is where it unscrews. So you can add water in here. This is the reservoir the water comes out. Now they should, without squeezing the bubble here, have enough water where you can use them. And if you see, this one is activated and has enough water in it. My whole hand is covered in watercolor colors. So we're going to use this one because it's a finer tip. And we're just going to activate the color that I have here and just push it around a bit. Now these brushes do put out a little more water than I am used to. Just let you know that right away. And you'll notice with the activation, these blend really well. If you're going from dark into the light, you really want to do it the opposite way. You want to go light to dark so you can blend your light color into your dark color. So I have to kind of turn my brush around, bring that down. Then you can bring a little up into the other area. And remember, this is watercolor, not like ink tints or ink pens. You can actually go back and reactivate it. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. You can also lift this color. I'll pull some of that up here. And lifting is putting more water on there and pulling the brush off and wiping it off. And you lift up some of that color. So we have a little pinkish flamingo. Okay, now the other flamingo here we're going to do on the plastic sheet. This is the plastic sheet I use for all my pencils that are water soluble. It has a smooth side and a rough side. It is a cutting board from the Dollar Tree, cut down to size. We're going to take those same two colors. So we have the peaches and cream and the garnet. And we're going to use these as a palette. So we're going to start with the peaches and cream and just paint that on him. He's a little bit bigger than the other one. Now if your brush here does get a little dry, all you have to do is squeeze that bulb a little bit and you'll get more water out. We'll just do it the same way, pink mostly all over the body and then the darker color underneath, just so you get a comparison of what they look like. Okay, then we'll go in with the garnet. And I'm kind of going on wet paper, so you will notice a difference. The blending will probably be a little subtler. So I'm going to blend that right up. And then on his tail, okay. Put a little more dark up here on his face. I like this one because it's got such a fine tip on it. Okay, so we're just doing the bodies on these little guys to see the difference on them. I have to let both of those dry before I can bring in the pens, so we're going to go ahead and work on a leaf. I need a big leaf, so we'll do these little guys right here. So we'll bring in, let's see, well, they're close enough, these two here. We'll go with the pencil on the bigger one. This is the pear. Okay, then we'll bring in the moss. Now I've noticed a difference between these and the ink tints, where you kind of go in and drop the ink tints down and kind of scribbles because it really reacts with water. These will react with water, but they stay more or less in the confined areas that you put them. So we will wet this down. And what I like about it is if you have any white space that you didn't get color on, it will fill it all up. So even on your other papers that your pencils don't work terribly good on, if you put this down as a base, it will really help that white flecking down. So there we have our leaf with the two colors. I need to put a third color in there, but you'll have to wait until it's dry. Okay, and then we'll put the two colors on the plastic sheet here. And pick them up and put them down. So we'll start with the light. And then go in with the dark. The nice thing on these is you can layer them also and get a darker look. So there we have the two there. Okay, the birdies are more or less dry. So we're going to go in with the red wine and darken up some of the red. Now, these brushes are real brushes, and they have a tip on them that's pretty pointy, but it also spreads out. This particular pencil has a little plastic piece there I want to get rid of. Don't need that, bugging me. So I'm just going to go in very lightly and use it like a paintbrush, but to darken some areas. And we know our underside is going to be darker, so we can put that there. And I'm just tapping because these are a lot more pigmented than the pencils are. But you can get a really nice dark color with those. And I'll do it on both sides. Oh, no, I'm going to use this on the sheet too. Oh boy, almost had disaster there. Okay, so we're going to use our water brush here and just touch that. And blend it up a bit. It does react to the water just like the pencils. So you can bring in the color all the way up if you like. Okay, now the sheet. We'll take the color and I'm just going to color it on there. And we're going to pick it up with a water brush. Now this will dilute the color a bit. And then we'll just add it in here too. In whichever way you want to use these. I find using it on the palette gives me a little more control over the color. And being able to put the shadows where I want them, more than the putting it straight down on the paper with the brush. Okay, so there we have our little birds, and we're going to do the same thing with the pens for the leaves. So I'm going to add a little olive green into this one, go up this down here, and I'm going to bring some of that down here and put some veins in these leaves. Okay, and then we're going to touch it with the water. Just to blend it in a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing and scribble it and paint it on. You can see the difference, how it works on the leaves. Painting it gives you a softer look, and putting it straight down gives you a darker look. I didn't use the other pen here, so we're going to add a little more color to this little guy here with the palette. And we'll use the wider pen here. Pencil, not pencil, it's the water brush. So we'll just add some of this in. Get this guy a little pinker. And I'm using the real brush pen that I had put down. Make a little darker face up here too. Again, the only difference that I feel on these is they give out more water than my Pentel brush does. So they soak into the paper a little more. But they are nice. They don't flood the paper with a bunch of water. And you only need to squeeze the water ball there to pick up a little more on the tablet or the pad if you want to thin this out and make it a lighter pink color, which could be nice too. Okay, we're going to turn the paper over and see what it did. So this is the back side of the paper, and you can tell it's still wet on the reverse side, so you're going to get some little divots from the water that hasn't dried yet, but they will dry, and if you put any weight on this, it will flatten out. Those are just a couple of the colors that I picked out to use, but overall they are very colorful, bright, vibrant. They work well together, all three of these products. Okay, as a little review part on the pencils, the markers, and the brushes, I do like how the watercolor pencils come in a smaller box. I like the size of it to fit on my desk. Think that's great. The plastic trays, not the best, but easy fix, so I don't mind that at all either. The colors are, like I said, nice and vibrant. They have a nice range of all the different colors. They lay down really nice. They work really well, and I do like the effect it gives both ways, whether you use the pencil down on the paper or if you use the brush to paint it on. The markers, easy to use. I like these also. I like how they blend in with the pencils. I like the color range. They're a little deeper in the colors than the pencils are, and I like that a lot. So you can add depth to your picture, adding this in there. Using these on their own to color a picture, that's going to be a little more difficult for me to say because they are very pigmented, and they have a lot of color in. This is a piece of copy paper, which is about the same size of, maybe a tiny bit thicker than most coloring books. And if you put this color down, you will get shadowing, possibly bleed through in your coloring books if you put it down solidly or go over it a few times. So you will definitely have to check on your coloring books back pages to see if these are usable in them without bleed through. And as always, when you're coloring in your coloring books, please put a plastic or paper sheet behind the coloring page you're using so you don't get any ink or transfer on any of your other pages. These are water-based, which is great because I'm not crazy about alcohol-based products. They will bleed through, but water-based can be a little more versatile. You can use these for sketching, calligraphy, drawing, or blending. Because of the brush tip, you can get all sorts of neat effects when you are coloring with these or writing with them. So that makes it a very versatile product. The nylon brush tip is nice. It can draw small, can draw letters, nice strokes, non-toxic, safe for adults and children, is really good. I like that a lot. Alcohol markers sometimes aren't that friendly with the little ones. And if you get this on your hands, you can wash it off. That's a big plus in my book. So I really, really like those pens. I love the pencils. And I am really liking these. How versatile they are, how you can just change the tips if you want to, how if you're just putting it down on the paper, it's already damp. If you want more water, just give it a squeeze and you can get it to drop water out. So you have to do a little careful when you're pressing that. But for the most part, you don't even need to use it. The water touching the water brush after it's dry, you can't get it to really move, but then again, that wouldn't be the reason I would use those, and this is not watercolor paper. It would probably work really well on watercolor paper that way. So I love the brushes. I think they are cool. I like the real brush pens. I think those added with the watercolors together make a really nice blended picture. I also wanted to show you now that this picture is dry. There is no bleed through from what I put down on here. So when I put the watercolor real brush pens on, there's no red coming through here. You can't see the watercolor pencils through it, and there's not even any shadowing. So if you didn't know where the picture is, you won't see it on the other side. And I used the Arteza water brushes, so I know that they will not bleed or add too much water to here on their own. If you squeeze the little thingy, you probably could get more water through there, but you know, Johanna Basford books, these products will work wonders in. And I will just let you look at this, and then we'll be right back. Okay, now we have seen pencil and marker on paper on these two, and then on the plastic and painted on with a paintbrush on these sides. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention on these Arteza water brushes, the 3 different sizes, I'll show you that first. So these are the 3, we've got 2, where's the 3rd one? I gotta find it. Okay, the 3 tips. And it goes in this order. So we have the smallest one here, then the medium, and then the larger one. There's a reason I have this off. I'll show you that in a minute. Then on the ones that are flat, we have a medium, a small, and a large on this one also. So here is the small and medium, and then quite large. It can cover a big area. All right. Now, the reason I have this off, I'm going to put those back on because those are big, is one of the things I noticed when I was playing with these brushes is this is a really big water well on this brush. It can hold a lot of water. And what I would do is if I needed a tiny area, I would put this one on, and then I would unscrew this and just attach a different size. They all can fit each one of these. So I would just put on a different tip and then get it wet and start using that one. Even the large brush tops will fit one of these. So if you think about it in the way of traveling, all you really need to do is bring one pen with its base on it and then bring all your tops. It saves space, which is really cool, and you have them all capped. So you just bring them along with you, all capped up. It keeps a hold of all the little tips on them so they don't get bent in your traveling. And that is a lot smaller to bring than 6 of these. So if you wanted to throw these in a backpack or wherever you're taking your watercolors, it's a lot easier to bring them in that form and just put them on top of the one bit of water you have. That was pretty cool. Anyway, that's what all those brushes look like, and this is how the pencils and the pens go down and how they work together. I will be doing more videos with these products, working more on each one individually or all together. The other thing I want you to know is that the watercolors will take all sorts of pencils on top of them also. So I have a Polychromo Faber-Castell and a Sargent Art here, and both of those you can color right on top of the watercolors. This one happens to be a mahogany to go with the colors we're using. This one is a red violet, and this is the polychromo. And they work really nice over the watercolor. And the real brush markers. So if you wanted to do some detailing or more blending with these, you certainly can do that. You don't need to, but you certainly can. So all the pencils I have, I've tried with them, and they work really well. I do not have the Arteza pencils. I got the watercolor ones, but I don't have just the colored pencils. But I assume that they will go over this just as nicely as all the other ones do. So, like I said, I will be going ahead and using these for a couple of projects. I hope you will tune in and watch those so you can get just a little bit more information on them or see how they work in different books. I want to thank you guys for watching, and like I said, I will leave links down below for the watercolor pencils, for the real brush markers, and for the water brushes. And there are two types, so I like them both. They do put a little bit more water out than my Pentel one does, but my Pentel one sometimes does get dried out. So just, you know, got to get used to new products. So thanks again, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye.